If you believe that the world is full of suffering, you have only two jobs. Don't add to it, and if you can, relieve it.
One of the most heartbreaking realities of life in South Africa is that there are many young people whose lives are completely broken as a result of rape, abuse, abandonment, and all sorts of other social ills. And today, we're downtown in Johannesburg, here at Boxing with Insight, which is an amazing space where we're trying to recover, in a sense, the humanity of many young people that come from very difficult circumstances. And through boxing, which is not as violent as you might think, their fitness, their sense of discipline, their sense of community can be tapped into in a really healthy way. We will get to know the story behind this amazing space and the young people who are here to try and improve their lot in life.
The average inner city boy lacks male role models. So boxing as a rite of passage for us is the important concept, because if you don't give children rites of passage, especially boys, they will make them. Gang initiations into schools, hostels, etc., which tend to involve fear and pain and secrecy. Whereas with the boxing, we can say, okay, this is what you're confronted with on the street. Normally you will react to this. We are giving you a way to respond. In order to box, you have to come for at least 36 hours to the gym and life skills. So we know your mind's right with the boxing. And then you get to grade. So what Lucolo's going to do is he's going to hold his hands up and we're going to show you the 6 basic punches, and then we've got 6 basic defenses, and then you're going to try them with him. And that will be the sparring. So it's what we call brushing, which we'll show you. So the program itself has been going for 13 years and actually started as an adjunct to an attempt to add something to a child justice intervention. So when the Child Justice Act was written, we had to have diversion programs which would divert children away from the criminal justice system into a therapeutic space from a restorative justice perspective. So that was its root. When you are going to defend, the 6 defenses are parry, parry, slip, slip, duck, step back. Hands up. We dealt primarily with young sex offenders, so in other words, young men and women that had sexually offended against younger children. And we need to say that we need to reclaim before we need to restore. So in other words, you need to stop these things from happening up front so that we don't have to be so deep in the system that the criminal justice system has to intervene.
Shake hands. And box.
The things that bring us together, we don't speak about enough as a country. We often talk about the things that keep us apart. We like to fight as South Africans. Black and white people, gay people, straight people, poor people, rich people, Cape Town people, Joburg people, Sandton people, Hillbrow people. We always talk about the differences between us, right? But until you know someone's story, you'll be surprised to know sometimes you have more things in common with someone who's a stranger than you actually realize is the case.
I think Fight With Insight is a very important place for every kid, because here we get family, we get taught moral values that we don't get at home. We get a safe place to come and be who we are and showcase our talents and be the best of everything we do. I first came here to Fight With Insight through a friend of mine. Then I decided to drop out because I didn't like it that much. Then there was a scenario that happened in my life where I almost took my life. Then there was a psychologist that suggested that I come here, and that's where I came and stayed.
All of those things that many of you guys have experienced, I have experienced as a child. I had an uncle that would shout at me the whole day, fight with me, fight with the cousins. I had a cousin who was preying on me, who was doing bad things with me sexually from a young age. I had a mom and a dad who were constantly fighting with each other, and the library was my safe space. Looking back now in my childhood, I'm so grateful that I spent so much time in the library, because without the magic of books, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I didn't know that as a child, because there was no one in my family who was reading. I was just reading in order to be safe.
This library, as you can see, some of the books here are donated by the school. So we have a school donating books every time here, and then we're working with community hours essay as well. and they donate most of the stuff like chairs, books, and stationery for the school kids.
We are not fighters, we are boxers. Because that is precisely what we are not wanting to use it for, because that's vengeful. If you come in and say, I'm going to show you because I'm tougher than you and I'll show you whatever, I mean, it is base and that's violent.
Don't try this at home. Time for chess.
There was a time where I was just at home doing nothing. I was basically exposed to the adversities of being in a neighborhood that is not necessarily resourced.
So one of the interesting things about being here at Boxing with Inside is that obviously this is a space where there's lots of different activities that happen. And the question is, what is the relationship between chess and boxing? And funny enough, there is a relationship.
Chess is a game of strategy, and as a result, you learn how to actually formulate strategies in terms of moving forward in the game. As a matter of fact, I feel like chess even teaches elements of responsibility. Actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's one of the biggest things that we actually focus on right here at Fight With Inside, and that is being able to respond. Mate. Yeah. Good game. So you weren't actually kidding when you said you were good at this?
I'm a bit rusty.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see any rust in you.
It's been a remarkable afternoon getting to learn how important discipline is, a sense of community, and also how boxing has been much maligned. It is not, in fact, as violent as it looks. The only thing that should be scared of boxing are the fat molecules in your body. You can see how that's been dripping off me, and I'm looking forward to the full and final version of this radio documentary about Boxing with Inside that you will hear on the Eusebius McKaiser Show, coming to you very soon.